All right. Um, let me just see if I can edit this a little bit. Yeah, it should be good enough. Yeah, wait. Sorry. One more second. I decided it wasn't good enough. Just sorry, I'm changing things that I guess I should have changed before. I didn't think about it though till just now. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's a little loud. Alrighty. Alright, so yeah, today got the uh, another AI picture that I cleaned up and or I'm going to clean up, sorry. And I was going to widen the picture, like use AI and have it widen it up to add stuff, but it didn't do a good job. And so now I think I'm just going to have to do it myself. Alright, so is that right? I'll have to do some ratio figuring out later. But yeah, but so this time, like the last time I did the background first, this time I think I'm gonna go the opposite route and go um, to the character first. So I don't know. There's lots of like cool chains and stuff. I just don't think they I don't know necessarily make sense. Like I'm not sure if this was supposed to be going like up here. Um, but yeah, so we're just gonna get rid of it because okay, I'm just gonna use my hard brush. Get some nice clean lines here. Bow, bow. But yeah, just because there's still I don't know, like you got ankle chains, which I think is cool for what I have in mind, anyways. Oh, just in case you don't know, um, like a lot of these, I make put music to some videos that I clean up, just so I can, um, I don't know, just cause like feels cool to me. You're like, whoa, yeah, and then they put a little story, I guess, behind the the picture. All right. Get rid of all this chain memorabilia. Nice little. Oh wait, there we go. Yeah, that looks like it belongs a little more in the background. All right. All right. So yeah, just cleaning up this. I'm gonna have to go back to the background. Now it just seems like I am doing the background, but getting rid of some of these. So same thing with these chains. They don't really go anywhere, and I don't feel like they're. Oh, there we go. Don't feel like they're helping the picture like portray anything, except for more chains. Like, but I think the chains can be a lot more like. I don't know, like you're like, oh, that looks like a really cool Demoness chick, and then you like look closer, and you're like, oh, there's some chain stuff. And then you're like, huh. Oh, I wonder. Hold on, let me. Um, yeah, let me find our. Oh shoot. Oh no. I was just thinking of posting the link. Oh, here we go. Yeah. All right. So I'll share that. Copy that. Okay. Bam. There you go. So yeah, if you want to check out the last one I did on YouTube, I made a cool. I thought it was a really cool music idea, which unfortunately I had to also use AI, but um, yeah, because I'm not a skilled musician. But that's mostly for the instruments. The lyrics and stuff is what I like to do. Um, so yeah. Okay, so this little thing, it kind of looks like plate, but there's like no other hint of like um, any hip armor or anything. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. It does not need to be here. It's throwing off some grooves. Let's see, what if we just go something like that. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, so yeah, it should be good enough because if you zoom out, I can fix it later. I just want to get like the main stuff right now. Kind of like this. Whoa, that was. There we go. Yeah, it's more. Get rid of that little random thing. Man, all these details. Well, I don't know if you can call them details, but things that. Okay, we're gonna have to clean up this corner here. Add some, extend those highlights. Nice. Oops. Yeah, just make that look a little more natural looking. Alright, let's see here. So this guy's like a little ridge right here, and it looks like this does too, but this side's way thinner. So do I want to thin this one or thicken this one? I think I'll just kind of like, I think I'll thicken the other one. So I just like make that ridge a little more contrasty, stand out a bit more. Alright, now let's take it over to oops. Alright. So now I might go back and cover up this how dark this is. Just because yeah, the lighting might be a little too dark. So it might need to be something like this. But just so I got like a visual. So yeah, just cover up that line a little bit. And then keep that. So then this, yeah, so it's got that, and then we're going to extend this ridge, but by trying to add the more like highlights. There you go. Kind of like that. And that'd probably just come all the way up. Alright. So just make that look a little bit clear on what the hand's doing. Oh, one. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. That is. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to my softer brush. There we are. So yeah, and to clean up the hand, that's obviously something AI still can have troubles with. So, yep, that's alright. Still a little bit thick pinky. So yeah, I might. There we go. Thin up that little pinky bit. Alright, so that should be a lot clearer. That is the hands. This doesn't need. Now it doesn't need that much. There we go. I think. Yeah, let's direct this pinky this way a bit. There we go. Kind of direct that one this way as well. Alrighty. Separate that knuckle a little more. And then that knuckle is. Oops. We'll just have it come straight this way. There we go. Alright, a more normal looking hand. Just line that up actually. There we go. Alright, luckily for us, I don't know, the digits on this gauntlet look mostly okay. I'm gonna have to just make a couple, yeah, maybe a little bit. Okay, so let's get rid of this highlight, maybe add this ridge here. And then let's put some highlights on some knuckles. Although I don't want to do too many highlights. I want to make sure it looks like metal, but I don't want it to draw too much attention to the eye. I want the eye to kind of focus elsewhere. Alright, so in order to accomplish that, we're just gonna put highlights a little bit. Just make this one. Just one. extra width. Let's see here. I do like the weight that that other one is displaying. So, what if we do something, yeah, like that? It is a little bit harsher though. So let's see if we can duplicate that. There we go. And then we're just gonna, since finger or gauntlet, yeah, I guess the finger is bent up. We're just gonna release some of the surface that is touching the ground. Does that make sense? Alright, and then we'll just allude to a third one in the background. Alright. Oops. Okay. Let's add maybe a little bit up there. There we go. Just gonna separate gauntlet. Alright, kinda get rid of the big highlight. I do want one just not that large. Alright, let's add some, I guess, gap from the fingers to this gauntlet here. Alright. Now, so yeah, let's just work on this gauntlet here. It's gonna come back around. That's pretty much in shadow. Probably doesn't. There we go. So yeah, I think I'm just going to turn this even darker, as if it is the same material, I guess, or same object as this. Alright, let's try and make sense of this. Alright, let's make a little separation. So, yeah, if we just use the background here to create, yeah, little details, I guess, of the hand. Alright. I think I'm gonna have to get rid of some of this detail. Alright, let's see here. We've got this cloth coming down here. That's a lot of cloth though. Kind of like the ratty tears down here, but this whole bundle doesn't make much sense. Because she doesn't really have like any cloak or anything. So I might just get rid of all that. Yeah, I might, well, I'll do, okay, let's start up here. Alright, so, okay, now, yeah, let's pretend that is a rock. Oops. Alright, so yeah, we can differentiate. So yeah, this doesn't actually need to be that bright, because the brightness is more up, and so yeah, if we follow this, yeah, we can, whoa, this can be the darker pale. Okay, so yeah, now I gotta get rid of this gauntlet piece and figure out. Let's see here. If I go like that, but I only want. There we go. So now that has its little wraparound thing, but only this pitch black is right here. So you can kind of differentiate through the the bottom of the metal and this cloth here. Alright, so this does not need to be, because that actually comes more like up here. Alrighty, nice. I'll definitely clean up this. I'm just like mostly getting the form of the hand and wrist. Okay, so that actually is coming down about like that. I might have to move the whole wrist up. Yeah, it seems a little bit excessive, so let's do that. What would be the easiest way? Just to move this whole thing. I'll just take the shadows too. Alright. I guess I'll try this. Yeah, alright. Let's just move it to a new layer. And then, yeah, if we just move that up like that. Yeah. I mean, I could even move that up even more, which I kind of like better. Alrighty, yeah, let's do that. And then, I want to just delete where this gauntlet, there, this little lip here goes. So now, looks like it's going in. Oh, go back, here we go. Alright, so now we can just add some cast shadow, because this is not in the light, and this is now not, oh, there's the lighter one. Alright. Alrighty, perfect. We can just turn that into some cloth stuff. Nice. I think that looks way better. Okay, let's pick a color, fill that in. Okay, let's increase that grow to 1. Okay. Alrighty then. So now, we just gotta fill in the color. And with making that on a new layer, it kind of makes it a little bit easier. Let's melt that. Okay. Oops. Alrighty, so let's just add here, add there. And we can always come back later if we want to fix some of these, or increase, I guess, the details. Which is, I don't know, it's just like really funny when it's just obviously easier to work with something that's already here. And so, I wonder if I have a brush. Yeah, maybe I'll do that a little bit. So like when I am just like drawing a normal picture, like from scratch, like, actual drawing, I have a hard time with like backgrounds and stuff, and just like picking and choosing, colors and things. And you know, there's the other artists are like, yeah, you just gotta make it exist first, and then edit it. And so I think that's kind of like one of the things. So that might be too much. Let me just get rid of that. There we go. Is I can like pull from all this other sample colors. Um, but when I'm making them, I just get so lost and confused. Whoa. Alright, so now I'm gonna see if I can turn this into rocks by changing its colors. Okay. So we got like some blues for the highlights, and then these reds for this side. I like the darkness. Like kind of this brown here. So yeah, one issue with trying this is the darkness is not the same. Like the black here is way not as like dark as this black. I just have to paint that out, I guess. Alright. Let's go back over here. So we're going to kind of just like get rid of this. Here we go. Alright, so now we just got regular old paints. Yeah, maybe they're not regular, but yeah, not what this like weird cape thing that didn't go anywhere is no longer with us. Alright, let's kind of just get some of the cape colors out of here. Yeah, get out of here, cape colors. And some, oops. Alrighty. I mean, I guess I said I wasn't gonna work on the background, but I mean, I guess it just kind of because of the cape and the characters cleaning up. Alright, I'm gonna check out this stamp bag sponge texture, huh? Let's see what it does. Oh, that actually covers up way more than I thought. I just kind of want to go over it a bit. There we go. Because I still want, like, this is obscured a lot, so I do want it to be a bit darker. Okie dokie. Alright, yeah, so. And that is supposed to be a rock. Yeah, let's try our brush, sponge texture brush again. Alright, so yeah, this doesn't need to be that dark. Well, maybe it's like the shadow from her arm extension or something. I do want to create a bit of separation from it though. From like her pants to it, so it looks like it's not the same thing. Because it once was, but we no longer want it to be. Or maybe just, yeah, lighten all of it up. So, yeah, lighten all of it up so we can. Yeah, I don't think this needs to be black. Oh, that's why. Man, that's not coming very good. Alright, there we go. We got some lightness here now. Man, that is still pretty dark. Let's see here. Lightness. Oh yeah, oh wow. Alright, so let's lighten it up even more. Maybe it would help, yeah, if I just like stayed zoomed out. Because when you stay zoomed in, you get a little too focused on certain things. Well, actually. Alright, yeah, let's just get a little bit of a mix of chaos. Oop, didn't mean that. To blur it that much, there we go. Alrighty. Okay. I want to say that looks a bit more natural and like understandable at least. Maybe just add one little highlight rim. Why isn't that? Oh, it's just the same color. It's like, oh, that is strange. Okay. Okay. Well, it's bright. Okay. Well. Oh yeah, I guess that's as bright as we're getting. Which is fine then, if that's the highlight brightness of the surrounding areas, so. Excluding the metal, but that's fine. Alrighty then. I think another issue she has is her numero of tozos. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One too many. Okay, so what would be easiest? I am thinking about erasing this toe here. So, what's a good way of going about this though? Okay. Okay, what if I now take this. Alright. Alright, yeah, well if I just pop those off, place them back on, maybe widen them a little bit. Let's see. Do a little something like that. Let's see here. Go back to the original. Oh yeah. Okay, that's why. Okay, now. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. Pretty good, as in better than it was. Alright, so. Alright, let's just close that up. Alrighty. And let's paint over some toes. Or paint some toes. Okay. So this is what I was originally thinking. Set, continue that then. Let's get a little hint of a shadow there. So I want to create this toe kind of like that. Maybe squish the toe in. There we go. Alright, now let's look into... So this one's got a toenail. What if we just kind of add little toenails to everything? Yeah, I guess that's alright. Ooh. A little too bright for the back toenails. Yeah, let's clean up this. Okay, so... Alright, well, that was, yeah, I guess a lot smaller of a pushover, so not as bad. Alright, now I'm just gonna make these corners. Yeah, let's just push this up a little bit, actually. I'm gonna have to fix some things again, but it should be fine. Okay. Get rid of that. Patch up the foot. So yeah, I want this to make it look like the toe has some kind of separation. Well, that is an interesting foot position. I feel like the, yeah, maybe that looks better. The, what's it called? Angle looked a little bit wrong. Maybe that's because his heel looked like it was turned more. Was it turned sideways a bit more than it should have been? So now that we have it more front on, it looks a little bit more natural. Alrighty. So that is a good foot. Alrighty, so what else we got? Element smart detection. Allow it to Sorry, my chat. Got another streamboot.live. Is that like Twitter's rival? I mean, it did notify me a bit, but I don't know. It's I don't know. I feel like Twitter is able to monitor what's being texted or chatted. So if they like, I don't know, see something they don't like, they should be able to just automatically block it, whether the streamer wants it or not, or wants it blocked or not. But I guess that could be like, I don't causes some troubles. Alrighty, so looks like it's got some like belt stuff here. Okay, first let's clean up this thing here. Looks like it was supposed to have been some kind of like metal, but did not end up that way. So let's turn it into some cloth. Probably don't need it to pop out that far, so there we go. Yeah, maybe extend this shadow a bit more. There we go. Yeah, bring that up, bring that in. And then bring that down. Alrighty, not bad, looking a bit more normal. Alright. Yeah, so my cat's like going crazy in the litter box. Okay, it's actually not my cat, it's my neighbor's cat. But she's like super old and like the neighbor just had as an outside cat. But she like started coming up and like meowing a ton, and so my wife was like, oh, such a poor thing, we're gonna have to take care of it. And so, yeah, oh, and she automatically just started using our dog's doggy door. And so, yeah, she's gained access to our house. Like, she used it easier than our dog. Our dog did. And I was like, well, that's fine, I guess. I mean, it's not what I thought, but that's what I said. And so, yeah, because she was getting older, I was like, oh, we gotta start feeding her now. And like, oh, she's making mouths by it. Where this litter box, and I'm like, oh no. So we essentially adopted the neighbor's cat, which I'm pretty sure we've told the neighbor about. Like, I don't know, it's like an unwilling adoption. But yeah, then we started feeding the cat. Now, I don't know. Now we got an extra cat, an extra milk to feed. It's fine. She's old. From what the neighbor says, she's like over 20 years old. She's an old little cat. And she is like really little, which is kind of funny. But, yeah, it's just like, man. Even though she's old, she still looks like really healthy. Like, in order to get into the house, because we do put her out still occasionally. Because, I don't know, she has a hard time using the litter box to go number 2 for some reason. And so we just still put her out like a few times a day. But she's still able to climb over our 6-foot fence to get into the doggy door, so. Yeah, so she's healthy enough to do that kind of stuff, so. Yeah, she mostly just acts older, like her face seems to be more grumpy or something. It's like, oh, come on, get out of here. Well, that's just what I'm thinking. Anyways. Alright, let's see if we can. Oh, do I want to try? Because I have to figure out how this little chain thing works. Yeah, if you went and like notice in my last one, there's like some chains, and chains are notoriously hard for AI to do, which makes it really hard for me to have to then go through and clean up behind it. I usually just end up like redoing them completely. Alright, so I'll just put all that in shadow, because without it being in shadow, it like just stands out like there's 2 little bulges there, which doesn't really make sense, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. Maybe remove that highlight there as well. Okay. So, I don't wanna. I might just delay the chain thing. Yeah, let's get some cloth stuff. Alright. Oops. There we go. Alright. I think I'll take away some of this. Because just to give a little more space here. Yeah. See, because this should technically be tightening with the elbow here. And so it should be going, the color's probably too bright, but something like this. And then the back should probably just be coming up like that. And so yeah, what if I just use my one sec. Maple, leave her alone. Oh, yeah, I mentioned I did have a dog. And the dog, she's 6 years old. But yeah, you're in trouble. And she doesn't mind like cats, and she like tries to play with her, but like, cause the cat, probably because the cat doesn't like dogs, and she's old. She's like, get away from me, little young pup. And so, so yeah, I feel like the dog's always trying to play. The cat's like, no way. And so, alright. I actually think that elbow is too low. So, let's just fix that a bit. A little bit out of place. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Reconnect that. Alright. Maybe. Fill that in. Nice. Ooh. Alrighty. So now that can give us, now that we've straightened up the elbow, we can make, alright, her shoulder starts here and is coming down here to this elbow, which means the cloth, so we got like a little cylinder here, and the cloth would probably like come down to like right there. So, which also means we can dig out a little bit more of this shadow. Maybe keep a little extra something like that. Okay. Alright, let's figure out how this plate is configured. There we go. Looks a little bit better. It's got, I guess, got a little double ridge thing. Maybe that is not a good idea. because then I'm gonna have to put that all the way around um, the whole, like, if it was like right here, then I'd have to add it over here, or at least to here, and then like right here, which would not be enjoyable. So we're just gonna get rid of that. And then, yeah, let's just turn this into here. Okay, so we got her little clothing coming up versus that. So now we can, the clothing is also just not right there. I feel like this is coming in too hard. No, that's not hard enough. Alright, that's something. Not bad, not bad. Technically this would be a little, probably a little too much. I was gonna say in between the metal and this, so a good medium. How about that? Can't really tell. Alright, you can kind of tell that one a bit. Alright, there we go. Making that look a bit more natural. Okay, let's angle that a bit more. Let's add. Okay, so this, I feel like this does not need to be this dark though. So let's pull another color, just replace that. Oh, okay. Looks like this is connecting to the wrong place. So this is actually coming up out here. Oh, but there's like this little ridge thing here. Okay. Which means... How do I want to do this? I just noticed the little ridge thing isn't going to the center. Alright, well, that got me most of the way there, so nice. And then we can just help it. Oh, a little too big. Alright. There we go. Also notice this. Yeah, let's straighten that out. Okay. Alrighty, so now let's go back over to this side. We've got this little ridge thing. And so yeah, I'll just add just a little hint that it is continuing there. Alright. Okay, so this actually... Alright, so it looks like, yeah, different gauntlets on each hand, which means I probably shouldn't have erased what I did earlier about this, but let's just continue on. Okay, try to make this as metallic as it sorta can be. Okay. So yeah, this looks like a big div out there. So let's just add a little bit of color here to this side next to it. Alright, now just kind of smooth those because it is metal. Nice. Alright. I know, not fond of that little line there. Just gonna tone it down a bit. Maybe that'll. Yeah, nope. I just don't like it. Okay. Nope. Alrighty, so now. Okay, I feel like that was the wrong shade. Okay, let's. Yeah, there we go. It's a bit better. Okay, let's get some darker stuff in there. Alright. Yeah, I think that looks way better. Okie dokie. So. I guess I haven't even touched the head and the hair. Alright, maybe in a little bit. Alright, I feel like this needs to get some more darkening. Why? Oh, that's on the... Okay, let's go back up there. Alright, so darken that, and let's darken this. Alrighty. They are both dark. I just noticed that looking a little off. Alright, let's clean up some of these edges from when we cut and pasted here. Alright. Oh, that's alright. That just is something I just need to whoop. Alright, let's actually push this out. And yeah. I don't need any highlights here. Not sure what that little blue little thing was from. Like, there's nothing of that aqua color around, so not sure where it was getting that. Okay, I'm just gonna push that up so it makes more of like a little circular thing. And maybe just like, yeah, I guess we could have kept some of this highlight here. We don't want it here. And not right here. Probably spread it out more. Okay, let's go back to my hard brush. More. Okay. Oh, I just had the wrong color. Okay, more. There we go. Actually, let's take this and just scrunch. Alright, let's pin that corner, push it in. There we go. That looks more natural. Alright, let's close that in. I got it off a little bit. Guess I gotta fix that. Alrighty. So yeah, let's change, or not change, separate the two. Okay, so this is saying there's a ridge there. I don't like this circular thing. There we go. I wasn't reading. I feel like properly. It's just like a big blob on it. And I want it to be more like sharp and whoa. Like, yeah, like these are like whoa. I'd say that's if I put them there. But I am deciding to leave them there. We can actually just take some of these colors and color this because it is on the same plane. Alrighty, there you go. So they would have like same or similar reflections, I would imagine. Okay. Alright, I'd say that reads good enough. Like, reads better than before, at least. Okay, so I can either work on the face and the hair or the chains. Let's work on the horns. We got a little horn here that's just barely sticking on. Yeah, a lot of these decisions aren't making sense. I think the prompt was probably to have like hair dangling in the horns, and it did not deliver. So we are gonna undeliver what it could not deliver. Because it tried to deliver it, but it was not successful. Okay. I kind of like this little horn here. Maybe just add a little whoop. Okay. Alright, get rid of this black stuff. I kind of like. Oh, let's get a different brush. Ooh, let's go into our pool here and grab the multiply brush, which is here because I use it sometimes. Cool. Alright, what I want to do is just darken this. Oh, that is. Well, yeah, I guess that is doing what it is designed to do. Okay, maybe if I just, yeah, tighten up the size. Alright, and then just fix that in post. Yeah, we're just gonna make that little horn jewelry. Alright, nice, isn't that so cool? So cool. Okay, I'll get rid of some of these drips. Hair drips. Maybe, yeah. It's like, it looks like wet hair or something. I'm not sure what exactly is weird. Alright. So, this one has its own little um, but it's like it looks like it's barely clinging on. Where's it gonna fix it? I mean, I kind of like the idea of just like taking it off completely and it being like a broken horn. Decisions. But I also like how it just like points out, like it's like, whoa, yeah, cool. Alright, I want more rings here. If I just like, turn that into that. Alright, let's see. Alright, there we go. So this is gonna be dark. Probably not gonna get any highlights in there. Let's go back to this little highlight. Add some highlights on there. The horn itself is got more highlight than the metal. Like, is that cool? I just like maybe not that much. Yeah. Alrighty. Okie dokie. Oh. Just noticed the music's tapped. And that's I got the same soundtrack, but other songs. Okay, let's. Okay. Yeah, the soundtrack. I guess in case you don't know it, is from Stellar Blade. It is played quite a bit of it. It's pretty fun. You can definitely see like some similarities between it and Nier Automata. I would still say I enjoy Nier Automata a bit more, for its replayability mostly. Um, but Stellar Blade is like pretty fun. It's also a little bit different because I feel like Nier Automata is more of like a hack and slash, and Stellar Blade is more of a, I don't know what they're called besides just Dark Souls games. I mean, like all other like difficult games considered Dark Soul games. Yeah. But yeah, I guess it just requires more preciseness, I guess, with your attacks, dodging, and stuff. No, I don't like this little weird thing here. So, we're going to take it off. And actually just trim this down, and that down. And then, we'll just shrink this just so it fits appropriately. Alright. Might be easier ways. mean, it's usually easier if I just cut and paste it onto another layer. I just sometimes don't because I'm lazy. Alright, well, it looks like it's good, so maybe just erase some of that. So now, come back over here on the bottom layer and just fill in the background. Like I should have done that to, what was that, the armor piece down there, but I didn't. But that all turned out okay anyways. Yeah, like the little tweaker up right there. Alright. So, let's continue some of this, like, color skimmings. Alright. Her horns look really glossy. Okay, we got some horns done. Now, I guess I could focus in on the hair. Alright, let's go to the hard brush again. Oh, I can't remember what brush I had down there. Oh, it's gone for now. Okay, so let's start making this hair make sense. Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna go through. Get rid of any like artifacts. So yeah, this like little strand of hair is just kind of like lost. So we're actually just gonna take this and just get rid of that strand of hair. We already have a strand over on the other eye, so it'll be fine. Yeah. I guess we also have this random strand. I don't want to keep that one. I'm getting rid of this one. I'll get rid of this one first and then see what I think about the other one. Alright. Okay. I mean, I guess it's not bad. Just maybe if I continue it a little bit further down. That way it doesn't look like this one where it's just continuing from some other line. Yeah, just like might give it a strong ending point. Alright, so yeah, it looks like we have no neck here. Let's add a little bit of a neck. Alright, get rid of this confusing little mess here. Alright. Do I want chains on her earring? I think that is a little bit excessive. So let's just get rid of them. Maybe we can reference something else she has. She doesn't have much though, so I don't know. I still think it's better without that loopy, loopiness. Okay, boom, boom. Alrighty. Alright, let's see, increase the thickness of this collar coming to the back. So it looks more proper, I guess. Like it's like, or is it more like? Yeah. So let's take it up even more. Alrighty. Alright. And get rid of this. Make them flow a bit more natural. She's got like her little hair tied up there. So this is tied up. Let's. Do I want to separate this a bit? Oops. Alright, yeah, so let's give that a little bit more distinctness. I'm still not sure what I'm gonna turn it into, but I guess it's something else. I mean, up her horns just have like dark metal things, so. Alright, so here we go. So yeah, but AI also is like just adds weird colors to just disjointed spaces, like this little hair things. All right. Oops. Yeah, maybe I'll just. Yeah, that's good. All right. So yeah, I got this little hair piece that comes into the strand. So let's separate those. Same with this one. It like just kind of fades into this little, I don't know, top that I got. Let's close that up. Make it more uniform. Okay, make that, give that a bit more shape. Alright, I'd say that's not bad. Let's just kind of make the flow of the hair make sense. Like it's all supposed to be going back there. There we go. Alrighty. I don't know if you've noticed yet, but her left eye is a little bit wonky. We're just gonna widen it. Oh, actually, looks like she's like thinking, so. Yeah, we're just gonna put in some iris. Alright, now we can go back and lower that again. Alrighty. One thing I'm not happy with though is how far back this eye is. Alright, I'm just gonna have to get rid of it, I guess. Or just redraw it, I suppose. Alright, that looks about right. Alright, I should have. Alright, now we can. Yeah, I did that right there. And yeah, let's come back here. Why? Oh, what the? Oh, my pin stopped working. I'm not sure if like my cable's going out or something, but if I just plug it back in and unplug and plug it back in, it starts working. Alrighty, so yeah, let's see what we can do with this. Oh, that is back up here, okay. She does not need this many eyelids. We will give her some larger eyelids, because her eyes are down a bit. Alright, not bad. Now let's see if we can match here. So, I'm going to have to, let's add some eyebrows. Wait, is that? Oh, I forgot that was, I included the eyebrows up on top. Okay, well, so, let's draw the eyebrows on this layer. No worries. Oh, that was not the right color. Okay. Alright, now let's make some distinction between the eyebrows and the face, the rest of the face. That looks a little not correct. Oh, jeez. Sorry. Okay, that's a bit more proper, I suppose. Drop this a bit. Here we go. Makes it look a bit better. Okay. Let's kind of clarify some shapes now. There we go. Alrighty, perfect. Alright, let's add a little bit of blush to the other side. Looks like she's lacking a little on her left. No, it looks like she's already got some shadow up there, so. Let's add some red though. So. There we go. Just trying to make the eyelashes a bit clear. All right. Alrighty. So, there's a little more. Alright, I feel like I should flip the canvas. Alright, doesn't look as bad as I thought, but one side definitely looks clearer than the other. Oh. There we go, okay. So let's, maybe if we try to clear up this other side, it'll make it look a little bit, the same, or matching. Okay. I wonder if I made this too wide. Alrighty. I'd say that looks pretty good. Okay, let's work on our earring here. So yeah, we're getting some bits of light here. Nice, nice. Alright, now let's add a little bit of the highlights. Oh, so I probably need to be using my hard brush. Metal likes hard corners. Okay. A couple of really high highlights. There we go. So this looks more like, if we Let's try. Alright, so does that look more breathy? Go page. Alright, what if we now just separated or took out some of these clouds? They don't really match the other clouds anyways. Alright, yeah. There's a blurring. Alright, yeah, sorry, just trying to focus on how much I want this breath right here. Let's see. Maybe not up to the face, but here we go. Let's just, since I'm adding let's just clarify this a bit. Yeah, I like that. Oh, have not done the chains yet. Alright. Might save that for next time. Just already going on an hour and a half. No worries. So let's just put that in one big quick group. Alright, so yeah, if we just take a look at where we're at versus where we started. Yeah, started where we're at. Let's say we got a little bit of progress there, so. Alrighty, well yeah, that's it for today. Have a lovely day.